Today we're going to destroy some value, because I'm going to open them. Listen up, Rangers! Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve, and today in this Destroying the Value, we have a McFarlane Toys Vintage The Maxx figure from the Spawn Deluxe Edition Ultra Action figure line. America's best-selling comic book. I don't know if The Maxx was ever in the best-selling comic book stage, because I'll be honest, I don't even remember. I never really read the comics. Read Spawn for a while, but never really read anything about the Maxx. My primary love for Maxx was the old animated series that played, it was MTV, right? Because there was like Spawn, Aeon Flux, the Maxx. I'm trying to remember that giant head show. I think is it a head? Big head? Something like that? We're all kind of in the same block. And used to kind of watch it. We weren't really supposed to be watching it, but we watched it. And really had fond memories of him. Always thought the design was kind of sweet. So usually whenever I go check out vintage toy shops, I've always been kind of on the lookout for this one in particular. It's the only real old Spawn figure that I felt like I kind of needed. Outside of, periodically I'll get like medieval Spawn or whatever. Or if I find really good deals on old Spawns. But this is the one I've been like actively trying to get a hold of. Now, finally was able to manage to get one in person, but as you guys can see, the package isn't really the best. And to be fair, it's kind of a pretty flimsy box to begin with for the card here, so I can understand it not being pristine. I know you can get a hold of pristine. I might still try to get a hold of one at some point, but for the most part, like old figures, I really like to get them in person. I don't like to order them because it could be mint in the package, but during shipping, it could be hot wherever it is and start coming off the card while it's shipping and whatnot. So I would much rather just pick it in person. I did not pay nearly that much for this either, just as a heads up. I do like on the bottom, it has the instructions, so you could clip the head on the top to turn them into Outback Max. And it comes with who I'm not even 100% certain who this is. I know I've seen him before from the comics, but the backstory, I'm not quite there. I also think it's funny too on the back, it actually shows him black. And then that's a totally different hairpiece than what we got in the original. Though he thinks he's a typical superhero, Max is homeless and lives in a dumpster in New York, relying on handouts from Julia Winters, a social worker working out of her home. Max dreams of another reality where he's a hero in an imaginary land similar to an Australian outback. On their adventures in the outback real world, these characters encounter Mr. Gone, a cape figure who perpetrates crimes on women. Reading's not my strong suit. With the help of small creatures called Is. Oh, okay, so they were, okay, yeah, I remember these now. Okay. It's been a hot minute since I've seen the animated series, but like I said, still kind of wanted to get it because I always thought it was just kind of a unique looking character. So, anyways, with these videos, I haven't done one of these in a while because for the most part, unboxing videos we tend to live stream nowadays. So, for the most part, I'm going to try to relegate destroying the value of the videos to actually destroying the value of things because this guy's still technically mint, even though things are a bit loose and whatnot. So, we're definitely devaluing it a little. Oh god, I wish he was $7.99. On average, I think a nice package of this guy on eBay, you're looking like 45 to, ooh, everything's out. 45 to like 50 bucks before shipping. If he's loose, you're looking more like 20, like half the price there, 25 to like 35, depending on how good it is. God, he's jacked and hunched. I also love just how gigantic his feet are. There's just like random screws, you got some bolts, you got some nuts. I don't even know what the colored pieces are supposed to be. Might be like thumbtacks, maybe. You can see there's like a blue, teal, there's a yellow one there. It's got him kind of littered throughout. Sadly, nothing on the bottom of his feet. So the sole shows up on the side, nothing really there on the bottom. He's got the giant, pretty much FU spikes for his knuckles. The prolonged buck teeth. Face looks solid. You got the stripe that just comes up along the top of the head and then kind of gives up for the rest of the back here. Got a little booty cheek action along the back. Sculpted toy-wise, it looks really cool. Like, even the muscle look really solid. Love the coloring on the gloves here going up, where it's kind of got that flame look to it. Eyes look really solid. Like, to be honest, like, oh god, what would this been? This would have been like mid-90s? He'd probably be a little bit later. Because when the Spawn figures came out, these are like some of the coolest, best painted figures at the time. Like, I remember like when the first Spawn figures were coming out, it just kind of blew away by it. And really wanted them. I hadn't even really like invested in the comics too much. And I was like, this guy's cool and I need him. So definitely had some of them. Never had the playsets, sadly. But we got our little Outback hairdo, which is just some like fake bear fur. It's even got the patch, like the underside patch, and it's just glued to the top there. He's got the feathers on the side, and that just pegs on down. I get why he doesn't have the stripe going all the way up, because this is gonna kind of block it off anyway. God, that looks so bad on the back there. It's kind of something, like, I'm almost half tempted just to redo this myself. Like, since I had to open this one, I might end up modifying that just to actually look, maybe even try to get it to look like it did on the package, like get some actual, like, good looking hair on the back of there. I think would look really cool. Honestly, I'll probably have to look up some YouTube videos of the series to get a really good idea of what I want, because I'm not sure how I feel about just the giant brown mohawk on the top here. Because it kind of bugs me that you can see the bottom there. There's not really a good way around that, because it's pretty much the way they cut. But I guess if you cut it from the bottom, at least you'd have the hair along here to kind of hide it a bit better. Because you definitely tell somebody at the factory just like snipped and glued it on, called it a day, which isn't really the best thing to do when you're messing with fur. Having done some like custom capes and whatnot, you definitely want to cut from the bottom and using generally like an X-Acto blade, like a sharp knife is usually best. Also, that didn't, I was wondering why I didn't really peg in there very well. Because that one did not even remotely go into the head. Did I get it? I think I got it. I'm kind of scared because he is an older figure. And for like old Spawn figures, technically a little more elevated than some of the other ones. Especially for like not Spawn or Violator characters. But no, he's really sweet. I dig him. And then we got the Ease. He's got some bendy wires in his arms. So you can bend his arms forward and back. Love the way the teeth are painted. And the sculpting on that looks really cool too. Like, these were definitely, I feel like, some of the first figures that were coming out that were geared towards kids to be played with. But like, as an adult collector, you definitely wouldn't have felt bad these on your shelf. Like, they definitely feel more mature than they probably should have been, which I can definitely get behind. Like I said, as a kid, like, I adored the Spawn figures, and they even had little gimmicks, like medieval Spawn, and you go like the shield would spin and stuff. Remember who was it? Trimmer, I think it was his name, where the arms could shoot out. They're fantastic. Bring back a lot of memories. And now, I gotta figure out where the hell I'm gonna put this guy on my shelf. Because the spawn section is honestly kind of full. That's why I kind of wanted one of the carts so I could just hang it on the wall. Which I'm also starting to run out of real estate down here in the office. So I guess it doesn't really hurt my feelings too much that I had to open this guy. Because like I said, I think I kind of want to customize this guy. Then if I find one, like a really nice one in the package, then that'll be the one that'll hang on the shelf. And that's even, like, to be honest, now that I have this guy, I don't really need another one. But if I came across one, it'd be a good possibility. I almost feel like I need like a little army of these guys. If I had more spare time, I would just 3D scan this guy and just print some out, and then you could just have just a bunch, like, pose his arm, 3D scan it, make a couple of variations, so there's like a little army attacking Max here. I think it'd be kind of cool, but that might be too much effort. But anyways, thank you guys for checking out this video and help us defeat those guys just by hitting that like button. God, that would hurt. Subscribe, become a Ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook. Guys, like keep up to date with channel donate. Greatly would appreciate it. We got a Discord attached to our Patreon. $3 to get in. Also gives you early access to these videos and the unimportant reviews. And I think that's pretty much about it. See you guys in the next one.